Live. All right. Just waiting. Bear with me one moment, please. Oh wait, hold on. Oh, I found a way to do that. Okay. All right. Well, while we're waiting to get started, I should play some acoustic. Oh, there goes my track. All right. Fill the time. Fill the time. All right. There we go. All right. I've invited you, Ciel Gloss. There we go.
Can you see me?
I can't see you.
No, of course not, because I'd have to, maybe there's like a swap
Oh,
button.
there we go. Now I can see you.
I do not know how to use these things.
It's okay. Well, it's not blurry, so that's good. You look clear.
Right.
We already have people joining as well, so that's good.
Right.
Woohoo! All right, so thank you for listening to the Dreaming Insomniacs, the podcast, everyone. I have a very special guest today from New York, new wave artist Ciel Gloss. Very good to see you. Thank you for being here. How are you today?
I am doing great, thanks. It's a lovely day here in New York City, and I'm just getting ready to rehearse, getting ready for my big show coming up next week at the Mercury Lounge, so I'm super excited.
Very nice. The Mercury Lounge, that's huge. Right on.
Yeah, it's a fantastic venue. A lot of great bands have performed there, and The Strokes being one of them from New York. And yeah, so it's a fantastic club, and I can't wait to get on stage there. I'll be playing live next Thursday, August 31st. The doors open to the public at 9 p.m. I'm going on at 9:30. I requested to go on early because, it's a weeknight. So, I'll be on stage at 9:30. It's going to be fun.
Right on.
Yeah, anyone
Hell
who's
Haley
in New York
says he likes
City?
your hair.
I'm sorry, what?
Hello
Oh, I can't read.
Haley says he likes your hair.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, I like it too. It's like it's like red and blonde.
I like it though. It's cool.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
All right. So my first question for you is, what made you want to pursue music?
What made me want to pursue music, let me just put this here, was I think it had something to do with my father being a bassist in a band. So I was exposed. He didn't have a babysitter, so I had to go to his gigs when I was younger, and I just really enjoyed being a part of the music scene. And I used to mess around with his bass when I was home, and then, later on, I decided that I wanted to play guitar instead of like bass. So I don't think I have big enough fingers for bass, but so that's how I got into it.
Wonderful. I love that.
And also,
And what artists?
inspired by like just hearing bands that I really love, and that just like really like fired me up inside, and I was like excited about just doing my own music.
That goes into my next question. What artists inspired you to do what you do?
You would never believe the artists who have inspired me. I sound nothing like them. And they vary so greatly in diversity. I have listened to The Smiths, Morrissey, Marilyn Manson, believe it or not, Lady Gaga, who are my favorite bands. At the moment, Duran Duran are my favorite bands. And let's see, I also like The Killers, The Strokes, the Beatles. I'm a huge Beatles fan. In fact, I listen to them every morning. You know,
Love the
have a nice.
Beatles.
Yeah, yeah,
Great band.
yeah.
I think
Yeah.
they
Hi.
have one of the best catalogs out of
I
all of it.
recognize some of your names. Hi, Shirley. Hi, Darla.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining.
It's actually my first time being live on
Oh,
Instagram.
really?
Yes.
Oh, wow. That's funny. The first time I did it was a couple years ago, but I was like, why have I never done this before? It's pretty cool, right?
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Yeah, it is. I'm not exactly tech savvy, so I think I'm like the only one on the planet who doesn't know how to like when I first like used Zoom, I had no idea what I was doing. I had to have like a friend help me and I did a StreamYard interview the other day and like I just didn't know. I came out blurry because I just didn't really know how to sort out like I used Wi-Fi and apparently it doesn't really work that well with Wi-Fi, but I just everything right now I use like runs off of Wi-Fi, but I think I need to start plugging in.
Right, right.
Yeah.
I think a direct in connection's better, but I'm using Wi-Fi too, so I feel you.
I love you too, Darla. I really appreciate your support. I remember you said you were playing my music in your backyard with your friends. That made me so happy. Thank you.
Oh, that's sweet. That's really nice. So you make new
Yeah.
wave music. What are your top
Yeah.
three new wave groups?
My top three new wave groups, definitely Duran Duran. And let's see, oh my gosh, there are so many of them. Um, so I can't really decide. Let's just say Duran Duran are my favorite new wave group.
All right, I love it.
And pretty much every other, like, I mean, there are bands that I really love. I'm not sure if they would categorize as new wave. Like, for example, I like The Clash, and they're also one of my influences. So, you know The Clash, right? The Clash.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
love the Clash.
they're one of my influences, and so I like a lot. I like bands like Talking Heads, Psychedelic Furs, um, Thompson Twins, a lot of '80s rock bands, a lot of '80s new wave bands. Yeah, so pretty much any song that was a hit in the '80s, and that was an inspiration to me. It was just like so much fun, great
My
songs,
good
really
buddy Nick
catchy
McCann said
melody.
Tears for Fears.
Yeah, Tears for Fears. See, that's the thing. I can't just like on the spot. If you ask me, I can't just like name one band on the spot because there are like so many of them. So yeah, Tears for Fears definitely. And yet, I don't sound anything like Tears for Fears. One of my biggest influences is actually Rage Against the Machine. You
Love
can
it.
probably hear some of that in songs like High Alert. Motherfucker on the
Oh, I
rise. Like.
totally hear it. Yeah, yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, with
You
the
know what I hear in
sirens
that
and
song
everything.
too is the network.
The Network. Okay. Is that a band?
Yeah, it's Green Day's side project where they pretend to not be Green Day and they wear masks and
Oh.
they make new wave music.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah, that's awesome.
yeah.
I
No,
like a
it's
little bit of Green Day. A little bit too poppy for me, but I also like Daft Punk.
Daft
They're really
Punk's
cool.
great. Yeah.
Yeah, I like a little bit of Blondie. In fact, next week I'm going to be performing her song "Call Me" live. I just, because my set is going to be a very new wave post-punk sort of set. So when I was trying to figure out which songs I should play that night, I just thought, "Call Me" would be perfect. It just blended right in.
You covered
So
it too, right? Like you officially released the cover for Call Me.
I did
Yeah.
cover it. I I had a drummer a while ago who, kept insisting that I reminded him of Blondie, and he really pushed me to do a Blondie cover. So I did a Blondie cover, and often, especially on Facebook, I often get a lot of comments from people about how I remind them of Blondie, and it's a wonderful compliment. I mean, at first I was like, the first couple of times I heard that, I was like, wow, me, oh my God, that's so cool. And then, like, the more and more people that said it, it just made me, like, super happy, until I reached the point where so many people said it that I posted on Facebook publicly. I love her, and, she's wonderful, but something along those lines. But, I just want you guys to, like, recognize me for who I am, because, I'm not like her, I'm not exactly like her. My music is, different. I'm different. But thanks so much. Maybe it's the New York thing, that maybe it's the blonde hair, but I have to tell you guys, I'm not the only blonde in New York City. So if that's the reason why I remind you of Blondie. but yeah.
I've had a very similar experience where people compare me to artists, and I just want to be seen as me, so I can relate. I can relate.
Yeah. How did you feel about it? Did you feel like, well, that's fantastic, but just want to make sure people are recognizing me for
Same as you.
Yeah.
Same as you. I liked it at first, and then eventually it was like, really? Stop it. Stop it. It just became too much after a while. It's like we're our own artists. That's what we want to be seen as,
Right.
And
Right.
do you have any updates on upcoming material?
I do, absolutely. I have an album called High Alert in the makings. It's actually going to be released November 10th. And the very next day, I'm going to have a record release party at the Fierce Femme Fest at Arlene's Grocery in New York City. So, that's a whiles away. I'll remind everyone. I'll come back and post it. But I have already released 2 singles to the album. The first one is called We Lost Everything, and it sounds very 80s synth new wave rock, and it's a relationship song that I think almost everyone on this planet can relate to, and it's a great song. And I released a second single called High Alert, which is a lot of fun. You can hear my Rage Against the Machine influence. It's very punkish and new wavy, and it's a bit crazy, a bit mad as well.
I love it. It's a great song.
Yeah. And I have a third single that's currently being mixed and mastered, and that song is called Son of a Gun, and it was supposed to be released, but there was a delay. There was a mastering issue, so that's going to be coming out soon. And I may release a fourth. What I'm hearing is that there's something called the waterfall strategy, that musicians should be releasing 2 or 3 or even 4 singles, separated by several weeks apart, in order to gain trust from people before releasing their album, so people can say, well, yeah, I'm going to buy the album because, the first few singles I heard were great. So I'm doing it. I'm trying it, We'll see how it goes. I hope people like the music.
That method works. That method actually works.
Yeah. Someone Darla asked, will it be put on CD? Right now, all of my music right now is only available digitally, but on all major digital outlets. You can stream it, download it, purchase it. I do plan to have everything put onto CD and possibly vinyl, since I hear that's really trendy now. I'm actually hoping to sell some physical CDs at my next show in November. But yes, I absolutely will sell my CDs, and they will be out hopefully the end of this year or next year, and you can order them through my website, which is cielgloss.com. Yeah, very easy to remember. So yeah,
Simple enough. I love it.
Yep.
But back to the
Simple but complicated.
method
Excuse
that
me.
you were talking about releasing singles to build the trust of the audience. We did that with our
Yeah.
second album, Spaced Out. And
Uh-huh.
what did the numbers didn't run like the best out of what we've gotten, but the critical reception is the best out of what we've got.
Right.
So I
Right.
really think that like if you do put the time and work on those singles and make sure every other track on the album is as good as a single would be, but don't
Hmm.
overdo it with the releases of the singles, you'll be just fine. You got a
Right.
success on your hands.
Right. Right. Yeah, that's all we can do is just put out the music and, apparently it's good for the algorithm as well to have musically consistently fed to it. So, yeah.
Yes, exactly. You got to make the algorithm happy. Now, on a change of topic, what is your dream vacation destination?
My dream vacation. Well, I have to say, I have always really enjoyed going to England. I've been there a bunch of times, but I guess that would be my dream because I would love to live there. So I just think it's really beautiful, and I love how the air smells so fresh and earthy when I get off the plane. I love that there are castles there and these green endless fields and little dots of sheep scattered everywhere.
Oh,
It's just
I
so
love
pretty.
that. I've
And I
never
love
been.
I love their little towns. They like every town has a street called High Street where it has like it's like the main street of every town and like has like shops and they usually have markets every weekend. So I love like the way like I guess it's part of the culture there to have like markets every weekend, but I just really like that and like the little towns and even the cities are so pretty. They've got these like narrow streets and these really short buildings. They're only like 2 or 3 stories, so you can see. I'm not talking about London, but it's nice to be able to like walk around a city and see like the sky and the sun.
That's
Well,
cool.
there's not much sun there, but
I
you
gotta
know what I mean.
visit there sometime. That sounds amazing.
Yeah, because like in Manhattan, like it's like if you can't see the sky, it's just like really, really tall buildings, and I've been living here all my life, and I really yearn for nature. I really yearn for grass and trees and sunshine and farms. But I live here in New York City, and it's just nothing but concrete, tall buildings, and a lot of people. A lot of them have attitudes, and it's a very stressful city, a very
Trust me, I've
high-paced
been there. I
society.
know.
Yeah,
I know New York.
you've been here, yeah?
Yeah.
What part?
My dad used to work on Amtrak, so
Hmm.
I'd go to work with him sometimes to Penn Station. So, and when I
Right.
was a kid, they took me to the Mars 2112 restaurant on Broadway. You ever
Yeah,
been there?
yeah.
Did you ever go to
I
that?
not sure I've heard of it. There are
It was
so many
cool.
restaurants on Broadway,
It
but
was
is it famous?
A Mars and Martian themed restaurant where everyone dressed up like aliens, and they
Not,
served you like Mars themed.
I've not heard of
It
it.
was cool.
I haven't heard of
It was
it.
cool.
Maybe I haven't got out enough. Who knows?
It was like 20 years ago, so a lot of
Yeah,
people don't, but it was cool. It was as a kid, it was really cool.
right, right. Yeah,
We have a
that's very
question from
cool.
Glam Rebecca for you. What is your dream tour to be on?
My dream tour. My dream tour. Okay, honestly, my dream tour is America. Like I love you guys. I love this country and people here are great sports when it comes to music and a lot of these states are very beautiful and most of America is like, country anyway, right? Country and mountains. So, it would be nice to get away from the city and just like tour America. Um, I would love to tour Europe as well, and I think my dream tour. I never really thought about it, but I would love to tour like England and America.
That's a
Yeah.
great plan. I mean, that's a
Did I
really good
answer the
basis to
question?
start, too.
I hope so.
All
And
right.
my dream tour would also include not sleeping in a crowded like tour bus. You know, I'd like to have some comfort and stay in
Nice
really good hotels.
hotels,
And
luxury, comfort.
yes, yes. And just basically like part of an ideal tour to me would be having good sound and getting to interact with people who listen to my music and getting to enjoy like, you know, each town and, you know, explore little shops and see what their food is like. So that would be like, you know, an ideal tour for me.
Live it up while you do it rather than being drooling or sad and depressed about it. Like, I know, I've heard alternate stories about tours. I've heard the luxury ones, I've heard the sleeping in the van ones. So,
Mhm.
you know, I prefer to do the nicer one too. So I think that's a good
Yeah.
answer.
Yeah, yeah, for sure, for sure. Yeah. Have you ever been on tour before?
Me, a little bit. I've played a lot of shows across from Boston down to Florida. So, I mean, I
Right.
guess that's a self-funded tour, if you will.
Yeah.
But it's nothing on the bus or anything like that.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's more than I've done. I've only played a handful of shows in the city.
Hey, that's still cool. You're getting shows in New York City. That's big.
Hmm.
That's hard. That's a hard scene to break on. And you're doing well. You're doing very well. You're Instagram famous.
Am
That's not a
I?
bad thing. I think
Yeah.
if you're over a certain like if you're over like 1,500 people, you're Instagram famous. So you're doing
Oh,
really
okay.
well. It's
Uh-huh.
good. And your music's
Thanks.
fucking fantastic. I love it. It's so good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I
Yeah, I
think
really
you deserve
appreciate
all the
that.
comments you're getting from everybody about it because it's true.
Mm-hmm. I have had a lot of supportive comments. I also had, you know, every now I get, I think the majority of comments is, you know, over 90% is positive things about the music. But of course, there are the haters who come in and they're like, well, you know, this sounds like generic, you know, pop shit from California, or you know, they might have something negative to say, like,
Fuck them.
you know,
Who cares?
whatever. I
Who
just,
cares what they
you
say?
know,
Fuck them.
yeah,
They don't matter.
right, right,
The people who
yeah.
support you, the
I
ones
don't
that
care.
ride with you, those are the ones that count.
The thing that gets me is that they get so angry about it. Their comments are so hateful, and I don't understand that. It's
I've
like
gotten
if you don't like
death
the
threats. I
music,
understand. I've
uh,
gotten death threats. I know. I know. People are nuts online. They hide behind a mask. It's crazy.
right, right, right.
Crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, you know, I really wish that these haters, I guess that's what they're called, I wish that they would just appreciate the fact that there are musicians out there who take the time to create music for people. And if, you know, it's like you go to a buffet, you know, you look around at all the different foods and you pick what you like. You're not going to like everything. So there are all kinds of musicians and artists in this world, all genres, different genres of music. I mean, if you don't like something that you hear, there's no need to waste your time writing something negative about it. Just,
Yeah,
you
don't
know, go
harass
find
the
something you like.
creator because they worked really hard on it.
Mhm. Mhm. Right, right. So, yeah. It's not, you know, it's just an observation. You know, something I've noted, you know, along the journey, but yeah, so there have been some negative comments as well. Very few, but
They happen.
thankfully.
Like I said, they happen, but it's a matter of how we deal with it. We gotta not take it personally, you know?
Yeah.
That's what it's about. It's about being the bigger person. Now we
Right.
have a question from Kirk Garst. Ever thought about playing Red Rock? That's one amazing place I would love to play
Is
myself.
that Red Rock? Is that Arizona or Arkansas? Is that where is that?
I don't know. I should. I feel like I should know, but I don't.
Where is Red Rock? Should I? I don't know. Is Red Rock a venue? I'm so sorry. I don't know.
Sounds like a mountain. It really does. It sounds
Yeah,
like a mountain.
I don't know. Can someone tell me where Red Rock is? Red Rock. Yeah, I don't know what it is.
There. Well,
Did you find
to
something?
shift on to the next question until then, kind of rhymes. Red
Until
Sox or
then.
Yankees? Which one do
Yeah.
you choose? Red Sox or Yankees?
Uh-huh. I'm not, the truth is, I'm not very into baseball. I have actually been to Yankees games because I do live in New York City. I live in Manhattan, and the Yankee Stadium is in the Bronx, so it's not too far to get to.
They're more fun to go to, I think, than to watch on TV.
You know, that's what I find. I find that if you're not into sports and if you don't know what's going on, the games themselves are just a lot of fun. I used to be a huge fan of NBA. I went to a bunch of different basketball games. I used to play basketball a lot, recreationally. And I love basketball because it feels more like a fight, even though you should play clean. I just love the competition, and I also love how um, you have like a chance to just really work together as a team and trust one another, and that's also a fun part. So, but I don't really do the sports thing anymore. Yeah, so I just do music. It takes up a lot of my time, but when it comes to sports, I would say basketball is my thing, not really anything else. Sorry. I don't know what's going on
Love it.
in
Nothing wrong with that.
baseball world.
I just
Yeah.
thought it'd be funny to ask that question, being I'm from like Boston and you're from New York.
Right. Right. So I
Yeah,
suppose
it's
you're rooting for the
typical.
Boston Red Sox?
Not really. I think anybody who works hard enough to get on the MLB is respectable. It's a hard thing to do.
Yeah.
It doesn't
hmm
matter what team you're on. That's hard. Hard work.
Right, right. Yeah.
Now
hmm
we have a question from Glam Rebecca. Do you write your own lyrics? I'm loving them all so far.
I absolutely write all of my lyrics 100%, and um I love it. So, usually I will get the music from either my producer or sometimes I will write my own songs and my producer will like clean them up. This album was written by my guitarist, my session guitarist, and so he knew that I really liked 80s new wave. So what happened was he just gives me the instrumentals, and then I listen, and I might say, well, I like this part, or I don't like that part, or let's change it. I have an idea, and then after we get like all that sorted out, I listen to the music, and usually the music itself is conveying some message to me. I'm feeling something inside. And I already have an idea for the song. And then, like when it comes to the lyrics, it's actually really difficult to write lyrics for a song. I don't know if any one
It
of
is.
you have ever tried to write lyrics for a song. It's not easy. First, you have
It's
to
hard.
figure out an idea, what you're going to write. Then you have to figure out a melody. Then when you get the melody, you have to figure out how you're going to word it. And then you're going to discover you don't have room for all the words you want to use. So you have to just cut it and just, use the main bits. And then you have to do this syllable count to make sure, everything is, and some words sound better sung than others. So, we get rid of some words that are really cool that we really want to use, and we just replace them with words that don't sound like, the message lyrically is not as powerful, but the song sounds more, this particular word sounds more attractive being sung. So, and then once you get these lyrics, you have to go through this process of memorizing all of them. And then you just, for me, I just kept practicing singing them over and over in the studio. Then you have to grow into them. You have to grow into the character, and then things just naturally start happening. You start to feel out, you just grow into the song. You become the character, and the more and more that so yeah, so that's like, I take my lyrics very seriously, and I write about I write about a mixture of truth, things that have happened to myself or people I know, and I mix it with a little bit of fiction, a little bit of fantasy fiction. I think a lot of art is based on a mixture of reality and fiction, but yeah, I think one of the reasons why a lot of people like We Lost Everything is because it came from a really deep part of myself, and I think a lot of people related to that or picked up on it. You know, people can tell, you know, instinct. But yeah, writing lyrics is a very it's not an easy process.
No.
But it's very rewarding after you get it done, you know?
You put a lot
So,
more into your process than I do, though. But I'm different in the way where I'll write all the parts to the songs and do the vocals, and I'm putting too
right,
much on
right,
myself. You give yourself enough
right,
room where you have your studio guitarist lay down the tracks, and it gives you time to develop, like you said, what the character is going to be, how you're going to feel it, what all these different layers to the aspect of it that makes it come out so fucking great. You
right,
know?
right. Yeah, and like the whole thing is, you know, the creative process to writing any a song or an album is a lot of fun. It's a lot of work, it's a lot of fun, but they have this thing now where it's like you have to keep, you know, coming out with as many songs as possible to keep the algorithm happy and you know, to keep freeze. I think froze there. I don't know if
Oh
I
yeah, we froze a
froze.
little bit. It's okay.
There.
We made it through.
um, Yeah, so yeah, the creative process to writing an album is a lot of work, but it's a lot of fun. And you know, if I just, you know, if anyone here is musical and loves to write lyrics or songs, you know, go for it. These days they have a lot of things that can like help assist with that. A lot of software, you know, to help you write.
BandLab
Um,
is a great one.
yeah.
It's free, really high quality. You can do it on your
GarageBand? Is
computer and
that
phone.
like GarageBand?
GarageBand too, both of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right.
Red
Yeah.
Rock is in Colorado apparently. The acoustics are
Oh,
amazing.
right. Red Rock. Is
We
that
also, I
okay?
think we have two more questions from people. Oh, one is about basketball, but also regarding. Okay, I'm a Cavs fan and love LeBron James. My question is, who is your favorite current modern artist?
In the NBA?
No, modern artist and music. I think they were two
Oh,
separate.
because he mentions LeBron, so
Right.
I thought he was like asking
Yeah.
me who my favorite.
Oh, I think it froze for a second. You still there? Oh, having temporary internet issues. Please bear with us. Sorry, everyone. Don't know what happened. I think we lost her. Yeah, we lost her. Oh no. I'm gonna try to get her back in. Hold on one second, guys. Yeah, probably. Probably getting a call. You're right, Kello. Well, in the meantime, I can entertain. I only have a couple more questions for her anyway. song straight to my grave. It's the only way to save the day. I know my mind is right here. Haven't made myself clear. Let's live the way of life that we should live tonight. Think that we just might flow from me to you. Flow from me to you. Together this is true. A way back to the view. The life that is not skewed. Singing songs straight to my grave. It's the only way to save the day. I know my mind is right here. Have I made myself clear? Let's live the way of life that we should live tonight. And I think that we just might. Thank you. It's called Righteous. From our 2020 trilogy, second album, Wake and Bake. Singing songs straight to my grave. It's the only way to save the day. I know my mind is right here. Have I made myself clear? Let's live the way of life that we should live tonight. And I think that we just might. I'm gonna probably play like another song and then maybe dip out. I mean, I pretty much got the whole interview in anyway, so this is just a different way of doing the podcast, and we found a way to make it work, so. Trying to think of what to play. False expectations have brought me here. Why is the message so unclear? What I want to know is what's in the medication. It's what prevents us from watch your dedication. Hey you, it will get better. Hey you, this is your song. Hey you, only you can make it better. Hey you, sing along. Anytime, darling. Thank you for joining. Start to question why I'm on this earth. I took a chance and found success. Now I wonder what this world is worth if I'm just a pawn in the game of chess. Hey you, it will get better. Hey you, this is your song. Hey you, only you can make it better. Hey you, sing along. Messed up a little bit there. Hey you, it will get better. Hey you, this is your song. Hey you, only you can make it better. Hey you, sing along. Hey you, it will get better. Hey you, this is your song. Hey you, only you can make it better. I love you all.